everyone, my name is Clentus and welcome to my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into this video because I need to run. I don't have much time. So probably you already seen the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, which is now no longer a murder trial yet because this entire thing is scrapped. It's going to start from scratch. Judge Rata Mokgotleng, which is the judge that we've always known that was going to replace Maumela, who is very vibrant from what I could tell, very involved with the entire process of the court, and who is also giving me a lot of hope as I kept listening to his commentaries during the time when his court sat. However, in the beginning of this case this morning, it was a little bit confusing as to what exactly was going on. Was it the right time to start? Then the court commenced exactly at 11:30. And of course, it was confirmed that Judge Rata Mokgotleng is going to be the one that is going to be presiding in the Senzo Meyiwa case going forward. So now there were some very interesting things that took place in the court. Now, I'm not going to go through a whole lot of other stuff that took place, but I'm just going to highlight the important things that you need to know as the member of the gallery on this channel. So members of the gallery, the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial was scrapped, meaning that it's going to start from afresh. As far as I am concerned, and I still say this is the case, this is a mistrial. Whatever took place with Judge Maumela, scrapped, nullified, doesn't exist, not important anymore. This is going to start as though these gentlemen or the accused, people just got arrested. And then I did call this in the first video when I started talking about Senzo Meyiwa. Remember, some of you guys have been asking me to do the Senzo Meyiwa case and or mix the Bester case and the Senzo Meyiwa case because you need some more detail and clear analogy out of this mess. And I did because my interest in the Senzo Meyiwa case was far back in 2014. And then when I foresaw that things were messed up in this case, it's not going to go anyway, I actually rendered this case as a miscarriage of justice, that the Meyiwa family will never see justice for the death of their son, as long as 6 people or 7 people that were present in Foslera's house that day in 2014 do not come out and say, hey, listen, this is what had happened and it was not intentional, it was an accident. I will repeat again, I still think it was an accident, and I think this court is going to see right through it. Right now, they are going to go through a pre-trial. I will explain what a pre-trial is a little bit later, but I just want to focus on what transpired in court this morning. So of course, with the new judge, this means that the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is going to start from scratch. Now, there were some few concerns that were raised by the state. One, which I still think it was a little bit futile in the beginning because he kept speaking as though the Senzo Meyiwa trial is ongoing. Even the judge had to remind him and say, no, you want me to rule retrospectively, because that case you're talking about doesn't exist. Can you imagine a case that started when April 2022, this judge came and said it does not exist. We are starting from scratch. So now when you are starting from scratch, I was wondering, which is something that he actually answered towards the end. If this case is starting from fresh, wouldn't the accused be released? And I'm not talking released, but released and then rearrested right there at the courthouse, and then brought to the magistrate's court to apply for bail. And then while whether the magistrate's court is going to grant them bail or not grant them bail, that is another story. But shouldn't the court have said, you guys are free to go, but the judge and the state, together with the legal representatives, would have made an agreement that they are not going to go as far as leave the court premises. They'll be rearrested. Remember, we are starting from scratch here. We are starting from scratch here. They get rearrested and then they are taken to holding cells where tomorrow being the 18th of July, then meet before a magistrate. Magistrates postpone the matter for bail application. But instead, what this judge said, he mentioned this is now towards the end, he mentioned the bail matter, that he will not be the judge that is going to listen or hear the bail application. It's going to be done by another judge. So now my question is, in the High Court or in the Magistrates Court? Because I was a little bit confused there. Probably the High Court does have jurisdiction on bail applications in a matter of this nature, considering the fact that this matter is starting from scratch in this court. Or are we going to see a situation where the accused lawyers going, hang on a minute, can our clients go apply for bail at a lower court and begin that process, complete that process until the matter is transferred to the High Court for trial? That is where I'm a little bit confused. If you understand how this operates, please do comment in the comment section and educate us as to why the bail application will be made at the High Court by a different judge. I understand that this judge cannot be the one that hears and grant or deny bail, but a different judge has to. But will it be done at the North Gauteng High Court, or it's going to be done at a lower court? Please educate me on that one, because I'm a little bit confused. And then the other thing that was also pointed out by the state was that the media, if the court could make an order that the media continues with the agreement that they had with the state, that is going only to be an audio recorded hearing rather than visuals be shown. And so, of course, the judge did not have a problem. I think he gave an order on that matter. And then I kept hearing stuff about the legal aid and legal aid board and stuff like that. I'm not quite clear on that one. I'm still going to get back to you what that means. Because the thing that you need to understand, considering that this case is starting from scratch, this means the monies that the accused have paid to the legal representatives all went down the drain. They literally could have just waited for a heavy rain and just let that money, what do you call this, get washed away by the rain. Because that's exactly what just had happened. And now will they have the same amount of money to hire the very same lawyers going forward with the new trial? Or they are going to make some sort of an arrangement with legal aid board. The legal aid board continues, that legal aid board hires these lawyers on behalf of the 5 accused so that they don't have to pay anything to these attorneys. I think that's what I was trying to understand there, that are they saying that the legal aid board is hiring them to continue representing these gentlemen, or these gentlemen have now hired a legal aid board to represent them going forward in the new trial? So if you understood what they were talking about there, please let me know. I got a little bit confused and I got a little bit excited, I think, at the same time. So some of the information I was not listening attentively to. However, I am going to listen attentively and I'm going to bring to you a solid video on this one. What else did I also notice in the matter of pre-trial? The lawyers, they wanted to have a pre-trial conference tomorrow, but the judge said, no, let's do everything today. Time on this matter has been wasted far too long. Let's get everything done today. Let's squeeze everything today so that tomorrow we start on this matter and see its finality as soon as possible. Now, I asked myself, what is a pre-trial conference? And then, of course, you know me, I go through a rabbit hole, and then this is what the rabbit hole gave me. It said, at the conference, the judge and the lawyers can review the evidence and clarify the issues in dispute. The whole reason why this is a pre-trial, they are going to discuss it. I mean, a mistrial. If a case has, let's start again. If a case hasn't been settled, many courts set a time for an issue conference. The lawyers usually appear at this hearing before a judge without their clients and try to agree on undisputed facts or points of law. Now, this is where it gets interesting for me, because let me tell you something. If I was the 5 accused people's lawyer, I would have gone straight to the judge, or look at the judge in the pre-trial conference and say, my lord, my client is not guilty. There is no case against my client, and then I will put everything before the judge that makes me believe that my client does not, the state does not have a case against my client, and therefore this court should let him go. And I think the next lawyer and the next lawyer will say the very same thing. And of course, the judge will have to sit down and weigh the evidence and the law that was brought before him to make a determination whether indeed this will be wasting a court's time having these 5 people as accused, and yet the state has or does not have a case against them. And then this is where the judge is going to make a finding, and the finding could be, I don't find these 5 people accused. I'm not satisfied, or I'm not convinced that these 5 people that are accused and sitting in the dock are the correct people that should be prosecuted for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. However, though, on that day, there were 7 people that were present in that house. Out of that 7 people, one of them accidentally or intentionally shot and killed Senzo Meyiwa. Bring them. Arrest them, bring them before this court, let them be the ones that sit in the dock so that they get prosecuted until the truth is found. I think that is the drama that we are going to be hearing in the pre-trial. I'm not saying that is what is going to be happening or something that their lawyers are going to present before the judge. I don't know. But I'm just rubbing my 2 IQs here, and I'm thinking, if I was a lawyer, what would I do? Of course, that's what I would do to get my clients out. I would go and say, listen, judge, there is no case against my clients. And I'm saying this on this ground and this ground and this ground and this ground. And this is what the law says in a case like this one, so that the court does not waste its own time. We were promised that this matter is going to be concluded by the end of the new term. And I think that comes to an end around September, like end of September, end of October at most, I think. So this is going to be very interesting, and I'm now very excited to see where we move forward. However, though, I did put a short just to show you guys that my predictions did somewhat come true regarding the accused, because there were some people that challenged me and said, no, they're already in jail. Why would you give them bail? I was like, because it's a new trial, maybe. That's why I said what I said. Because in a new trial, people have to go out, be given the opportunity to apply for bail so that they can prepare for their trial outside, get the correct lawyers, collect evidence and things of that nature. Then they go to trial prepared so that they can have a fair trial. So how are they going to do that while they're incarcerated, and yet this matter that they're accused of is starting from scratch? So I was pretty chuffed with myself when I heard the judge say, okay, what about bail? They will have to apply for bail. I'm not going to be the judge that's going to listen to their bail application, but a different judge. And I'm asking myself, where will that be? At the magistrate's court or in the North Gauteng High Court? Somebody please educate me around that one. Because I would think they will go to a magistrate's court and then start that process at that level until that process is done, and then the matter is transferred to the Pretoria High Court. That is why I don't believe that this case is going to conclude by September or October or in 2023 for that matter. I think this matter will be concluded sometime maybe next year, around this time. Or, okay, let me put it this way. I think this matter is going to be concluded in 2024 around November, December. That is my thinking. However, though, there is also a high possibility that this matter will just be scrapped altogether. If the judge finds that there is no case against the 5 accused, and maybe he might even say, I don't see a case against the 7 people that were present in that house. Meaning now, this is a miscarriage of justice on the grounds that the evidence was tampered with by the police. The police are the ones that will have to take the responsibility for messing up the crime scene. Those are the possibilities that you are facing going forward. But if this really does sit as a trial, I think it's going to conclude next year around November, December. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts about what transpired in the court today in the Senzo Meyiwa murder. It's not a trial yet. It's a murder. Yeah, for the purposes of this video, let's say murder trial. Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. It is starting from scratch. It's a mistrial. The previous one, I am comfortable saying that. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like anyway. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have subscribed, do click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video, so that you also don't miss out tomorrow's proceedings in this matter. Plus, we also have Dr. Nandibo Makutumana's application to leave to appeal to the Supreme Court of Appeal if it's going to be granted or denied. Of course, it's going to be granted if Kessler made a very good argument, or this whole entire thing is just going to be scrapped as well. But anyways, guys, also share this video far and wide. And don't forget that my super chats are on. And also don't forget to watch the ads. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.